Good morning, students. In our previous class, we started the introduction part of the lesson, the people. In this introduction part, we discussed about the census of India. You know that census means a systematical procedure of collecting and recording the information of a people. Generally, this census is organized by a commission, that is Registrar General and Census Commission of India. And also in the introduction part we discussed the population census is taken once in every 10 years. The people who do the survey of the population, they go from each and every house in each and every village, town and city and collect the information of the people. Now we are going to know about what does the census shows. Already I taught in the previous class to you. Once again, just I am reminding to you, the census shows the age structure, as well as census shows the sex ratio, and census shows the literacy rate. Already we discussed about the age structure. According to the age structure, the census of India divides the people into three categories, that is children as well as working age, and the third category is aged. Children, you know that below the people who are below the age of 15 years, they are called as children below 50 years. Below 15 years. And the second category is working age, nothing but working population, that is between 15 to 59. The third one is aged, that is above 59. This is the category. Already we discussed these two categories, children and aged people, have to depending upon the working age population. This working age population is the income earners. These children have to depending upon this working age population for their food, cloth, shelter, or education, or for medical treatment. Listen carefully. This aged people also have to depending upon this working age population only at their olden age. Let us see. In this working age population is there. This working age population, those who are between the age group of 15 to 59, this working age population is divided into four categories by the Census of India. It means Census of India divide the working age population into four categories. They are, first category is cultivators. Cultivators means the people who are cultivating the crops. It means they are the farmers. Either they having their own land, otherwise they take the land for rent. They are known as the cultivators. Their percentage is 25%. Out of the working 100% of working population, 25% of the working population are cultivators. It means they are the farmers. Second one, agricultural laborers. Agricultural laborers, their percentage is 30%. Agricultural laborers means they don't have their own land. These agricultural laborers do the work in the land of the cultivators to get the wages. Wages nothing to get the money for daily purpose. They are known as the agricultural laborers. The third one is workers in household industries. their percentage is just 4%. 4% workers in household industries. These three together, 25 plus 30 plus 4, these three together 59%. And the fourth category is others. For example, workers in household industries. Here, workers in household industries means the workers who are working in small scale manufacturing units, household industries. For example, weavers, potters, the workers working in matchbox factory. These comes under the workers in household industries, like making of agarbattis, these all the things. And others are remaining 41%, total 100. These other workers are who are working in factories and other casual works. This is the categories of working population. Listen once again. The Census of India classify the working population into four categories. Cultivators, nothing but they are the farmers. They have their own land. Their percentage is 25. Second category is the agricultural laborers. They don't have their own land. Just they do the work in the other farmers' land to get the wages. Their percentage is 30. Workers in household industries, their percentage is just 4. These three together 59. Remaining 41 are others. Other means workers who are working in the factories or any other casual laborers, this category. Let us see. Now we are going to already discuss about the sex ratio. Already I taught to you, sex ratio is the number of females per every 1000 males. Nothing but how many females are there for every 1000 males. That is called as the sex ratio. Sex ratio is very less in our country. It means the number of females are less when compared to the number of males. For example, in 2011 data, only 943 females are there per 1000 males. And medical research shows that 103 female babies are born against 100 male babies. It means female should be high. Female should be high. It means 103 female babies are born against 100 male babies. It means female should be high, but female number is less. Why? Because of the negligence of the parents. Most of the parents give importance, nothing but they prefer to give birth to the male child. They are neglecting to provide the food, they are neglecting to provide the education, they are neglecting to provide the medical treatment towards the girl child. That's why most of the girl children who was born alive, they are dying at their early age only. That is between the age group of 0 to 5 years only. And let us see, there is a gender discrimination is there in our country. Gender discrimination means showing the discrimination towards the females. Why most of the parents are showing discrimination towards the females means with the preference of male baby, nothing but the preference of boys. Most of the parents felt that girl children is a burden to them. Why? Because they have to arrange the dowry at the time of the marriage. These all things already I taught to you in the previous class. Let's now discussing about the literacy rate. Literacy rate. Let us see. Literacy rate means the people above the age of 7 years who can read and write. Read and write in any one language. Above the age of 7 years. We should not calculate all the people. The people above the age of 7 years. Those people only we have to consider. The people above the age of 7 years who can read and write in any one particular language, they were called as the literates. Their percentage is called as the literacy rate. Once again, the people who can read and write in any one particular language above the age group of 7 years are called as the literates. Their percentage is called as the literacy rate. If you take the data of the literacy rate in 1947, the literacy rate of our country is just 12%. By 2011, according to the current data, the literacy rate of our country is 74.04 percentage. We reached from 12 percentage to 74.04 percentage. It means out of 100, 74 percent of the population in India are literates. So this is the literacy rate of our country. This is the total average literacy rate. If we see the literacy rate of male and female, male literacy rate is 82.14 percentage. Female is 65.46 percentage. See the literacy rate of male and female. Male literacy rate is high, 82. Female literacy rate is low, that is 65. It means parents are wanted to give education, especially for the males. They are showing negligence towards the girls' education. That's why the literacy rate is low. But our present governments are concentrating much to increase the literacy rate among the girls also. And our present Prime Minister Narendra Modi also has given one slogan to improve the education of the girls, that is the Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao. So let us see. This is about the literacy rate. Now I am going to explain about the other thing to you, that is the change in population. Population never remains the same. It changes from time to time. The population changes depending upon three factors. One is birth rate, another one is death rate, and the third one is migration. See, population is dynamic, it always changes from time to time. It never remains the same always. Population changes depending upon the three factors. One is birth rate, another one is death rate, and another one is migration. If the birth rate, just for example, you take if the migration is not there, no migration has taken place, then we have to consider the birth rate and death rate only. Let us see here. Birth rate means the number of births that taken place for every 1,000 people. That is called as birth rate. Once again, I am repeating. The number of births that taking place for every 1,000 people in a year is called as a birth rate. As well as the death rate means the number of deaths that taking place for every 1,000 people is called as a death rate. For example, you take the year 1992. Birth rate is 29. For example, you take the death rate of same year, that is 10. It means 29 births taken place for 1,000 people in 1992. This is for 1,000 people. And 10 deaths taken place for 1,000 people. It means out of 1,000 people are there every year, 29 births has taken place. Out of 1,000 people every year, in this 1992 year, 10 deaths has taken place. See, if you see the birth rate and death rate is more, 29, and death rate is 10. Then the change of population is birth rate minus death rate. If no migration has taken place, suppose if no migration has taken place, we have to calculate this two only. For example, here birth rate is how much? 29 minus death rate is how much? 10. What is the number? 19. This is the positive number. This means 19 members increases for every 1,000 people. If this number is positive, then we consider that the population growth rate increases. If this number is negative, then the population has decreases. Based upon this only we have to calculate. Once again listen. Birth rate is number of births for 1,000 people. Death rate is number of deaths for 1,000 people. For example, here 1992 birth rate is 29. 1,000 people. 29 births taken place for 1,000 people means how much per 100? 29 for 1000 means 2.9 for 100. 10 deaths taken place per 1000. 10 persons means per 100. Just 10 means only 1% per 100. Here population growth is 19. 19 people added for 1000. 19 people added for 1000 means for 100 it is just 1.9. That is the growth of population in 1992 year. Listen, generally we calculate the birth rate for 1000. We can convert that birth rate into the percentage. Here 29 births has taken place 1000. Per 100 per percentage is 2.9. Like that we have to calculate. Let us see population change. If we consider the migrants also, up to now I explained to you without taking the migration. Now I am going to explain to you by taking the migration. How can we calculate it? In a migration, population change is equal to birth rate plus in migration. In migration and out migration, two types of migrations are there. In migration means those who are coming into our country or those who are coming into our state, otherwise those who are coming into our village. What we are considering, if it is a village or state or country. Out migration is those who are going out from our country. Here birth rate plus in migration, we have to add these two, minus death rate plus out migration, those who are going out from the country. When we are taking a migration also into the consideration, then we have to use this formula, birth rate plus in migration. Birth rate means the number of births that has taken place per 1000. In migration is the people who are coming into our country, minus death rate, the people who dies below the who dies for every 1000 people in a year, plus out migration, those who are leaving our country and going to another area. Then we get the population change. If the number is positive, we can consider population as increases. If the number is negative, we consider as population has decreases. Like that we have to consider. 1900 onwards, population rate increases in our country. Population increases in our country because of many reasons. The main reason is birth rate increases and death rate decreases. Birth rate increases but death rate decreases. Let us see what is the reason for the decreasing of death rate. The main reason for the decreasing of death rate is controlling of the famines. Earlier, more famines has occurred. More famines has occurred means food shortage has occurred. That's why, but lack of food, many people were died earlier. But now, food shortage has not, food shortage was not taking place. It is famines has taken place. Second one, controlling of famines. Now, no famines has taken place. As well as controlling of the epidemic diseases. Controlling of the epidemic diseases. Earlier, many people were died because of the epidemics like cholera, plague or malaria. But now all these epidemic diseases was controlled by the government. That's why this birth rate increases, this death rate decreases, as well as improvement in medical science like antibiotics and vaccines came into existence. All these things controls the death rate. That's why deaths decreases in our country and births increases in our country. Due to the decreasing of the death rate, the total population has been rising in our country. Listen carefully. This rising of population growth has fallen from 1981 onwards. 1980s onwards, the growth rate of population has decreases. Because before 1980, most of the parents wanted to give birth to the many children. Because earlier, before 1980, most of the families are depending upon agriculture. To do the agriculture, they need the more manpower. That's why they wanted to give the more births. That is one reason. And also social security And in the earlier age, because of the lack of medical facilities, many children were died at their early age only. So most of the children were not survived. There is no guarantee of surviving of children earlier, before the medical development has taken place, before 1980. That's why many children has given birth by the parents earlier. But after 1980s, so much of development has taken place in the present years. So much of development has taken place in the medical science. That's why couples are not wanting to give birth to the many children. If you see the generations of your family, from your grandfather, then after your father, then after for you, you can see that differences. For example, you take your your grandfather have more number of children. Then after your father time, they have the 1 or 2 children. The next upcoming generations, they will give birth to the less number of children only. Why? Because the previous statistics reveals that the families who having the more number of children are remain as poorer. The families who have the less number of children, they remain as rich. Because when the number of children increases, the limited resources have to sharing by all these children. That's why they get the less amount of properties only. Thus, in this topic we discuss all these things. This birth rate also depending upon the fertility rate. Earlier the fertility rate is very high. For example, you see in 1961 the fertility rate is 5.9%. 5.9 means in 1961 on that time an average parents want to give birth to the 5 or 6 children average. But now in 2011 the fertility rate decreases to 2.7. 2.7. It decreases from 5.9 to 2.7. Fertility rate means the number of births given by a mother during her childbearing age. The number of births given by a mother during her childbearing age is called as the fertility rate. It is very high in 1961, 5.9. 5.9 means couples want to give birth to 5 or 6 children on average. But now the fertility rate has fallen. By 2011, that is 2.7. It means 2 or 3 children on average parents want to give birth. This fertility rate is 2.7 in India. In Andhra Pradesh, the fertility rate is 1.9 children. 1.9 children means 1 or 2 children. So when compared to the past, now the fertility rate has decreases. It means parents don't want to give birth to more children. Why? Because if they have the more children means they have to provide many things to all the children. Then because of the availability of the resources, they decided to have a little less number of children soon. So now we are going to learn about the other topic, last topic, that is the density of population. That is nothing but population density. Now we are going to learn about the population density. Population density means the number of persons living in 1 square kilometer of land. The persons living in 1 square kilometer of land. 1 square kilometer, this side 1. The people who are living in 1 square kilometer of land, otherwise the people who are living in 1 unit of land is called as the population density. According to 2011 data, our India has the population density is 382 members living in 1 square kilometer of land in India. 382. In India also highest density is found in Bihar state. That is 1106 members are living in 1 square kilometer. Highest density populated state in India is Bihar. Least is Arunachal Pradesh. That is only 17 members. This is India's average. Density is depending upon many factors. That is based upon the fertile soils, based upon the lands. Generally, plain areas and the areas which has the fertile soils has a high density. Mountains areas has the low density. Okay, remaining topic we'll discuss tomorrow.